Chop chop!
Hello again, YouTube. This is Gurchop here with another World of Warcraft Battle of Azeroth video for you. Today we're going to be running through the Underrot, one of the new dungeons that was just made available in the alpha this last week with the latest build. Let's just wait for everybody to hit their ready checks and we'll go ahead and get started. As you can see, they still haven't put in the loading screens for every dungeon yet, so we still get some generic ones. Unfortunately, I can't show you the map, as it just brings up a UI error every time that you try to bring it up. So, first couple times we've been going through this dungeon, we've just kind of been guessing which is the right way to go. And fortunately, it's pretty straightforward, and the right way is easy to see. So as you enter, you have a lot of these smaller larva type mobs, in addition to these chosen blood matrons, and then these other the fetid maggots. I did not mean to pull such a big group, but it seems to have worked out for us. Like you might have seen in some of my other videos, the difficulty level of the regular dungeons is pretty low. Imagine that it's all going to scale with, you know, Mythic and Mythic Plus dungeons, the things getting progressively more difficult and starting out in a pretty easy place like it is in retail right now. So we're just going to run on down to the right here and take on these befouled spirits along with these additional blood priests. I don't see anything that indicates that he's getting any kind of buff from standing in that blood circle, so I guess I'll just leave him where he's at. So the thing about these maggots is that you can see that they're leaving me with a stacking dot as they hit me, so you want to be careful how many stacks of that you're taking, because that can quickly get out of control if you're not paying attention. So this takes us to our first boss, Elder Leaxa. Let's see here. Yeah. Nothing spectacular, just interrupt stuff. The Reader's Digest version of how to beat this boss. Yeah, so she'll throw out Creeping Rot, just don't step in it. And then, yeah, she does a split. They don't share health, so you have to kill each of them individually. Probably best to focus like we are not doing. And we get them all down, and she comes right back. So I've done this before. It seems like she's doing that at a pretty consistent spot, right about 33% health. Pretty easy boss, and so then we just go down here, down this ramp to the right. Some more of these Underrot ticks, so make sure that you don't let them give you too many ticks of that stacking debuff. And we're coming up right in this next room to the next boss, Cragmaw the Infested. He's surrounded by mobs. Last time I went through the trouble of clearing everything around him, but maybe this time we'll just clear a couple in front of him and see if we can pull him back. Yeah, see, he's surrounded by this pack. In the end, we're going to have to kill them all anyway to get past him and get get in there, but I don't know. Maybe we'll save a little bit of time if we don't have to kill everything. Got some ads back here I wasn't paying attention to. Yeah, I mean, none of these guys really do anything all that dangerous, so probably get away with pulling several of them. Just do that spit in front of them. Alright. Let's see if we can just pull Mr. Kragma. Yep. This looks like the other mobs don't pull. Okay, so he does this ingestion ability where he spits stuff out and he drops these little maggots, and all you gotta do is walk on them and it kills them. If you don't walk on them, then they spawn a little ad. The ads aren't a big deal, but it's better if you don't have to deal with them. I mean, no point bringing an ad into the fight if you don't have to. But yeah, that's it. He does that indigestion where he spits that stuff out. He does a charge where he drops some more. And other than that, it's not a big deal. Get past the last of these mobs over here to continue. Go ahead and pull the next pack too, why not? So that one was doing a raised dead ability. It seemed like something I probably didn't want him to do, so a good spot for a stun. So these grotesque horrors, which are just worms that pop out. I wonder if they intend for these circles to be part of the long-term plan. Just gonna go through here. This pack on the right is completely avoidable. We'll see if somebody in my group feels like we have to pull them anyway. Another grotesque horror. So they'll pat down on this way to the back, so yeah, I think we just might get away with not having to fight them. Yeah, that's about as far forward as they come, so it looks like we're good. Alright, and on to the boss. This is a spore caller, Xancha. So he's going to surround the platform with some mushrooms. And according to the dungeon guide, what we want him to do is cast his shockwave so that it destroys them. I'm not really quite sure what that's doing for us, but sounds good. He throughout the fight he's gaining energy. I haven't seen what happens when he gets to 100 yet. It doesn't look like we'll find out on this run either. It might be that the number of spores that he has up is how quickly he gains energy. Oh, somebody got an epic. Yeah, good for him. As you can see, they're still doing Warforged and stuff like that. He might be at max level, and that's part of why he was able to get that. That seems like a really high item level. For the regular dungeons right now, they scale us so that, you know, regardless of what level we actually are, they see us as 110, and we're using basically 110 level gear. So yeah, item level 185, which sounds low, but it's just part of the stat squish for the expansion. What's funny is when you go back into some of the older stuff, that they still have, like, level 60 mobs will still have the same amount of health as they did before. So now it's normal. Yeah, so at 110 you've got 33,000 hit points, whereas at 60, you know, a lot of mobs will have like 6,000 or 7,000. So based on level or something, you'll still do a ton of damage to them, and, you know, going through old content is still easy, but it is just a little bit slower right now than it was before. Like, I know in Retail and Legion, most raid bosses, you go in and you can one-shot them. Right now, because of the stat squish, it's not difficult, but it takes a little bit, probably like 20-30 seconds to kill some of the bigger raid bosses. I went in and I was doing Sartharion the other day, and I think it was even just on 10-man difficulty, and I thought I'd just be able to run in and kill Sartharion right away without anything going on, just one-shot him like you can in Legion, and I couldn't. All the mobs aggroed and came running into the center, so I think I was on my Elemental Shaman, so even at level 110 I couldn't just walk in and two-shot Sartharion. I ended up dying, but I'd cleared enough of the mobs in the instance that when I came back in I could just do it one more time. So this guy's got a Lar. I feel bad for him if that's somehow not on his main account. So apparently, as you do these betas and stuff, as you get invited to them in the future, like whatever collectibles your characters had access to in other betas, you'll continue to have access to. So if I get a mount like a Lar during this beta, I'm never going to have access to it in real world, but I'll have access to it the next time I get invited to an alpha or something like that. So on to this boss. So the Unbound Abomination, he basically spawns these blood visages, and that's how we do damage to him. We have to kill them, and once they die, that'll knock off some of his health. He spits out this green stuff all over the room. It actually does a lot of damage if you stand in it. And then in addition to that, this Titan Keeper casts this Cleansing Light. What that does is remove a debuff that you get. This Putrid Blood, you get that from the blood visages as they hit you. And so it can stack up pretty high, but that's how you clear them, is standing in that cast. Yeah, so the big things, the real things about this fight is kill the ads, don't stand in the green stuff, and then stand in the good Healy stuff when your stacks get too high. Yeah, I don't know why I even bother doing damage to the boss, because it's not like it makes a difference. It looks like one or two more of these and we're good. But then I can also just go, I'm a Paladin, and bubble out of the stacks. Alright, so there you go. That is the Underrot dungeon in the World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth Alpha. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything in particular you guys would like to see or anything you want me to show you, just go ahead and let me know in the comments section. If you have any questions, same thing. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Hopefully I'll have more for you later. See you guys later.